Welcome back. Today, we're diving into the world of UK one-penny coins, humble in appearance but packed with history and hidden value. From Victorian-era copper pennies to rare modern errors, some of these coins are worth far more than a single penny. Let's uncover the UK 1p coins that collectors are chasing and you might already own. The 1980 UK 1 penny coin in black shaded condition reflects both its age and circulation history, offering insight into the material composition and design elements that have been consistent in British coinage. This coin, though modest in face value, contributes to the long lineage of UK decimal coinage that began in 1971 when Britain transitioned from pounds, shillings, and pence to a simpler decimal system minted by the Royal Mint. The 1980 1 penny coin is composed of bronze and alloy primarily consisting of copper 97%, with smaller amounts of tin to 0.5% and zinc 0.5%. This bronze composition was standard for UK pennies until the early 1990s, when rising copper prices led to a switch to copper-plated steel. Coins like the 1980 penny therefore possess a deeper reddish-brown tone when new, although over time and exposure, particularly in circulated or outdoor conditions, the surface can darken significantly or become blackened. As in the case of a coin with black shading, this black shading may result from prolonged exposure to moisture, environmental contaminants, or skin oils, all of which can react with the copper content. Oxidation over the years can create a patina, which varies in appearance from coin to coin. On this particular coin, such a patina might obscure some of the finer details and cause uneven coloration, which collectors refer to as toning or environmental damage, depending on the severity. On the obverse of the 1980 UK 1 penny coin is the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machen. This effigy was used on UK coins from 1968 until 1984 and depicts the Queen wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara. Around the portrait, the inscription reads Elizabeth to D. G. Reg. F. D. 1980, which is an abbreviated Latin phrase Dei Gratia Regina Fidei Defensor, meaning by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. On a coin in blackened condition, this text may be partially obscured or dulled depending on where the dark toning is concentrated, especially near the outer edges, where the rim and lettering meet. The reverse side of the coin features a design by Christopher Ironside. Central to the reverse is a depiction of a crowned portcullis with chains, a design inspired by the badge of the Palace of Westminster and historically linked with the British Parliament. The portcullis is topped by a crown and flanked by the denomination 1 penny along the upper perimeter of the coin. The numeral 1 appears below the central motif, denoting its value. This design has been consistent on the reverse of the penny for decades and is deeply associated with British civic architecture and symbolism. In a black shaded coin, these raised elements may still be legible and intact, but lose their visual contrast, making them harder to distinguish without close inspection or lighting at an angle. The 1980 1 penny coin had a high mintage, meaning it was produced in large quantities and is not considered rare. For collectors, its value in circulated or darkened condition is minimal, generally face value or slightly above if part of a date set. However, it remains a point of interest for beginner collectors or for those studying changes in coin composition and circulation. We're dot in terms of dimensions. The coin measures 20.32 millimeters in diameter and weighs 3.56 grams. It has a smooth edge, and due to its small size and lightweight build, is especially prone to wear from frequent handling. A coin from this period would typically show smoothing around the edges, possible flattening of raised surfaces, and signs of long-term storage or handling such as light abrasions or discoloration. Despite its modest financial worth, the 1980 UK 1 penny coin still tells a story. It was minted during a time of significant change in British society and governance under the leadership of Margaret Thatcher, who became Prime Minister in 1979. The coin passed through many hands during a decade of economic reform, industrial challenges, and technological shifts. In this way, Even a humble coin with black shading is a token of historical continuity to everyday British life. Coins in this condition often find new value when added to educational kits, craft projects, or nostalgic collections. They also serve as accessible entry points for new numismatists learning to grade, identify, and date coins. The black shading, while considered damage in numismatic grading, can nonetheless impart character and a sense of age that connects the object to its time in circulation. Ultimately, the 1980 UK 1 penny coin, despite the cosmetic darkening and years of wear, still represents a consistent tradition in British coinage. It holds cultural, educational, and historical significance that extends beyond its face value, especially when considered as part of a broader collection or historical study. The 1977 UK 1 penny coin in circulated condition with scratches reflects the passage of time and the natural wear that occurs through decades of handling. Issued by the Royal Mint as part of the post-decimalization coinage system introduced in 1971. This coin is composed of bronze-an alloy of 97% copper to 0.5% zinc and 0.5% tin, resulting in a reddish-brown color when new, though exposure and use can dull or discolor it over time. On the obverse, the coin features the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machen. This effigy was used on UK coins from 1968 to 1984 and shows the Queen wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara. Around her profile is the legend Elizabeth to D. G. Reg. F. D. 1977, meaning Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. In a circulated and scratched coin, the high points of the portrait, particularly the hair details and the lettering, may appear worn, and fine scratches across the surface could be visible under light. These surface marks are common in coins that have seen extensive use in commerce. The reverse design, created by Christopher Ironside, depicts a crowned portcullis with chains, originally a symbol associated with the Palace of Westminster and later adopted more broadly as an emblem of British governance. The portcullis, a heavy iron gate, is surmounted by a crown, reinforcing its symbolic link to Parliament and the monarchy. The words 1 penny arc above the design, and the number 1 sits beneath it, clearly marking the denomination. On a coin in circulated condition with scratches, the reverse details may be partially smoothed from handling, with the central design still visible but less crisp than on a mint state coin. This particular 1 penny coin, dated 1977, is from a mintage run that reached hundreds of millions, meaning it was produced in large numbers for general circulation. As such, it is not rare and holds only minimal numismatic value unless in uncirculated or proof condition. A coin with scratches and other signs of wear is generally valued at or slightly below face value by collectors, though it still holds significance as a piece of monetary history. The coin has a diameter of 20.3 millimeters, a thickness of 1.5 millimeters, and a weight of 3.56 grams. Its smooth edge and small size make it especially susceptible to wear over time. After nearly 5 decades in circulation or storage, it's typical for coins like this to exhibit not only surface scratches, but also minor discoloration, dullness, and flattened details, especially around the rim and raised features. While not damaged in the sense of being bent or corroded, these characteristics do lower the coin's grade when assessed by numismatists. 1977 was a significant year in the UK, marking Queen Elizabeth II's Silver Jubilee, 25 years on the throne. While the standard 1 penny coin did not feature special designs that year, commemorative coins and medals were issued to mark the occasion. This provides additional historical context to the coin, linking it with a period of national celebration and royal significance. Coins like this are often collected as part of date sets or used in educational displays to show how coins age in circulation. Despite the scratches and general wear, the coin still serves as a tangible piece of British history and a functional example of decimal coinage used throughout the late 20th century. In summary, the 1977 UK 1 penny coin in circulated and scratched Condition offers modest collectible value, but it carries more meaning in its historical and cultural connections. From its traditional reverse design to the enduring image of Queen Elizabeth II, it stands as a reminder of everyday commerce, national milestones, and the resilience of small denomination currency over time. The 1980 UK 1 penny coin in good condition reflects a well-preserved example of British decimal coinage from the late 20th century. Although it holds only a small face value, it carries historical and numismatic interest, especially for collectors focusing on decimal lira coins or assembling complete date sets. In good condition, this coin retains most of its original design details, with minimal wear and clean, legible inscriptions, though it may still show light handling marks or toning consistent with age. Minted by the Royal Mint, the 1980 1 penny coin was struck in bronze and alloy composed of 97% copper to 0.5% zinc and 0.5% tin. This bronze composition was standard for UK pennies from decimalization in 1971 until 1992, when copper-plated steel became the norm due to the rising cost of copper. As a result, earlier bronze coins like the 1980 issue are heavier and exhibit a deeper, warmer tone, especially when preserved well. The obverse of the coin features the second definitive portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, created by sculptor Arnold Machen. This portrait, in use from 1968 to 1984, shows the Queen wearing the girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara. The surrounding legend reads, Elizabeth to DGREGFD 1980. This Latin inscription stands for Elizabeth II Dei Gratia Regina, Fidei Defensor, meaning Elizabeth II by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. In good condition, the relief of the Queen's profile should remain clearly defined, with visible hair details, crisp lettering, and only minor signs of wear, usually confined to the highest points of the design or around the rim. On the reverse, the coin bears a crowned portcullis with chains, the emblem originally used as the badge of Henry VII and adopted in the modern era as a symbol of the Palace of Westminster. The design was created by Christopher Ironside, whose reverse artwork was chosen for most of the new decimal coins introduced in 1971. The denomination 1 penny is arched above the portcullis, with the numeral 1 directly beneath. This reverse design remained in use until 2008, when the Royal Mint introduced a new series of reverse designs forming a segment of the royal shield across multiple denominations. The coin has a diameter of 20.32 millimeters and weighs 3.56 grams. Its smooth edge and compact size make it prone to surface wear over time, but in a coin graded as good, you can expect strong detail, little or no corrosion, and relatively consistent coloration. Some light surface toning or color variation due to oxidation is typical, even in coins stored carefully over decades. The 1980 penny was issued during a time of political and economic change in the UK. With Margaret Thatcher having become Prime Minister in 1979, it circulated widely throughout the country during a period of industrial shifts and social restructuring, making it a small but real participant in the everyday transactions of millions of people. Because of its high mintage, the 1981 penny coin is not rare, and in good condition, it holds modest value, typically around face value or slightly above, to collectors filling gaps in a circulated date set. Coins of this kind are often kept by those interested in British history, decimal coinage, or Queen Elizabeth II's reign. While not a coin of high intrinsic or investment value, it remains an accessible and meaningful piece of numismatic heritage, especially when in well-preserved condition. The 1981 UK 1 penny coin in good condition is a small but historically significant piece from Britain's decimal coinage era. Although it holds a low face value, this coin offers both collectors and enthusiasts a snapshot of British coin design and circulation standards from the early 1980s. A coin in good condition typically retains all major design elements, exhibits minor signs of wear from circulation, and may show natural patina or toning, which is common in older bronze coins. This 1981 one penny was struck by the Royal Mint using the same bronze composition employed for all 1p coins from 1971 until 1992 to 97% copper to 0.5% zinc and 0.5% tin. This makes it heavier and visually warmer in color compared to modern 1 pence coins minted after 1992, which were changed to copper-plated steel due to rising metal costs. The coin weighs 3.56 grams and measures 20.32 millimeters in diameter, with a smooth edge and a solid, round profile. On the obverse front of the coin is the second portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, sculpted by Arnold Machen. In this effigy, the Queen is wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, and the portrait is both graceful and formal. The inscription around the portrait reads, Elizabeth to D. G. Reg. F. D. 1981. This Latin abbreviation translates to Elizabeth II by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. In a good condition example, this side of the coin would still display a clear profile of the Queen, with well-preserved lettering and details visible in the tiara and facial features. While some high points may show slight flattening due to where there should be minimal corrosion, scratches, or discoloration, the reverse features the classic crowned portcullis designed by Christopher Ironside. This stylized gate with chains represents the Palace of Westminster and was originally a badge of King Henry VII. The portcullis symbolizes British Parliament and governance, making it a meaningful motif on low denomination coins. Above the portcullis are the words 1 penny, and the numeral 1 sits below the design. This reverse design was used consistently for the 1p coin from its debut in 1971 through 2008. When a new series of reverse designs based on the royal shield was introduced, coins from 1981 were issued in large quantities for general circulation, meaning they're not rare or high in numismatic value. However, well-preserved examples are appreciated by collectors building a complete date set of decimal UK pennies. In good condition, the coin may have minor scratches, handling marks, or light oxidation, but the imagery and inscriptions remain sharp and visually attractive. The bronze alloy is prone to darkening or developing a patina over time, which can actually add character to the coin without detracting significantly from its appeal. The 1981 UK 1 penny coin was produced during Margaret Thatcher's early years as Prime Minister, a period marked by considerable social and economic change. It would have passed through countless hands in shops, buses, and markets, reflecting daily life in the United Kingdom during the early 80s. Its continued presence in collections today makes it a reminder of that era's culture and currency system. Though it's common in terms of availability, the 1981 1p coin remains a nostalgic item, the foundational piece for collectors of British decimal coins. Coins in good condition, especially with even tone and minimal surface damage, help round out historical coin albums and teach newer collectors about coin grading, handling, and preservation. For those with personal or historical ties to this time period, the 1981 1 penny coin offers a small but tangible connection to Britain's recent past. The 2003 UK 1 penny coin in good condition is part of the long-running decimal coinage system introduced in 1971. This small bronze coin may appear modest in value, but it reflects over 3 decades of consistent design and British numismatic tradition. A coin marked as being in good condition typically shows all major design elements clearly, with light wear and minimal surface damage, maintaining its appeal to collectors and enthusiasts alike. Struck by the Royal Mint, the 2003 1 penny coin was made from copper-plated steel rather than the earlier bronze composition, which was discontinued in 1990 due to rising copper prices. This switch gave the coin a slightly different weight and magnetic property, which differentiates it from pre-1992 issues. The coin weighs 3.56 grams, has a diameter of 20.3 millimeters, and features a plain smooth edge. While the visual appearance of the coin remained the same as earlier designs, its internal composition reflects the economic adaptations of the Royal Mint. On the obverse, The 2003 coin bears the fourth portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Ian Rank Broadley, introduced in 1998. This effigy shows the Queen wearing the tiara of the girls of Great Britain and Ireland, with a more realistic and mature expression than earlier portraits. The inscription surrounding the portrait reads, Elizabeth to D. G. Reg. F. D. 2003. This Latin phrase translates to Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith, in good condition. This side of the coin should show the Queen's facial features and tiara with reasonable clarity, though minor smoothing or light scratches may be present from circulation. The field's flat areas of the coin should still be largely clean, with any discoloration limited to natural toning or faint marks. The reverse of the 2003 one-penny coin continues with the original design by Christopher Ironside, used since the coin's introduction in 1971 and retained until the reverse redesign in 2008. This side of the coin features a portcullis stylized gate with chains, which has been associated with the Palace of Westminster and was adopted from a badge of King Henry VII. The portcullis symbolizes strength, security, and governance. Above the image are the words 1 penny, and the denomination 1 is located below. In good condition. The reverse design remains clearly visible, with the chains of the portcullis distinct, the lettering legible, and minimal surface wear or rust. Because copper-plated steel is more prone to spotting or corrosion than bronze, a 2003 coin without such blemishes is more desirable to those curating a clean, well-preserved collection. The 2003 one-penny coin was minted in the hundreds of millions for everyday use, so it's not rare or valuable in general terms. However, good condition examples are essential for those building complete year sets, especially those focused on coins featuring the Ian Rank Broadley portrait of the Queen. These coins serve as milestones in the continuity of British coinage, showing how the design and presentation of everyday currency evolve with time and practical needs. The broader context of the 2003 penny also tells a story of transition. It was minted just 5 years before the redesign of the reverse sides of the UK's circulating coins. Starting in 2008, the Royal Mint launched a series of coins that, when arranged together, form a full image of the Royal Shield of Arms. This new approach reflected a more modern and unified visual identity, while coins like the 2003 penny represented the final stretch of the classic Christopher Ironside reverse designs. In everyday life, the 2003 penny was part of the loose change in countless pockets, wallets, and tills across the UK. It played a role in everyday commerce, from bus fares and vending machines to change handed back in shops. For collectors, such coins are valued not for rarity, but for completeness, and their inclusion helps preserve the full picture of Britain's decimal currency development. Overall, the 2003 UK one-penny coin in good condition offers more than just a simple denomination. It captures a moment in modern British history and coinage, linking decades of tradition with the subtle transitions in portraiture, metal content, and economic practicality. Whether held in a collection or discovered among old change, it remains a familiar and enduring symbol of the UK's monetary system.